Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the gospel. And the gospel says, never underestimate, or rather, never make the mistake of underestimating one Rigathi Gachagua.
Rigathi, you are a very small-time politician. Uko kidogo sana kwangu. I dare you to continue with that nonsense. I will deal with you. Yes, sir. Ni fire, see fire.
The man is a political mastermind. When it comes to raw political maneuvering, he possesses a rare kind of genius. Yes, his latest move, I know most of you do not know, but his latest move has proved it because it is an absolute tactical perfection. He has announced, for those living under a rock, that he's going to the Kalenjin land.
Nataka kwenda huko kwa Wakalenjin kesho. Till wamenialika huko.
He's marching directly into the Rift Valley, the very heartland of President William Samoei Ruto.
Lakini hatuogopi, hatutishwi.
Remember, it is this same Rigathi Gachagua that promised William Samoei Ruto that he's going to split the Kalenjin vote with him 50-50.
Na nimemwambia William Ruto, hawa Wakale ni watu wangu. Tutagawana na wewe nusu binusu.
That is an extraordinarily bold claim to make to a sitting president. Yet, he said it without blinking.
Nitakuachia 50 kwa sababu wewe ni mzee, usiaibike sana.
And he did not just speak, he did not just talk. He proved it during the recent Till by-election.
You know, we had an election in Till. We got 38% of the vote without me stepping there.
His candidate pushed UDA to absolute limits.
We love you.
For those who have been sleeping in class, Gachagua is not just consolidating the mountain, he is actively invading rival strongholds. And he's not just invading to be there to make noise. No. He's there to win. But, and it's a big but, there is a problem. This recent invasion, this one, is not a normal kind of invasion. Because even according to him, he says he fears it may end up costing his own life.
Mutaniombea. Ndio nikienda kwa Wakaleji, niende na nirudi. Muniweke kwa maombi.
If you love this kind of content, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. Now let's get to the video.
Na githeti nyuendo andu a mucii muge andu mbere ya Ngai athie na ogiteri agitirwo itwa ne Ngai na acoke tiguo na athie na hotani githe tiguo mundu angikorwo arahoirwo ni andu ao na agatumwo na wendo wa andu ao na kirathimo kia andu ao acokage mugima hurirai Ngai ruhi.
You see, speaking from Wamunyoro, Gachagua dropped what many would call a bombshell.
Hawa Wakaleji wameniambia kuja, tutakulinda, usiogope. So mimi kesho nitakuwa pahali zaitwa Till.
He announced his trip to the Kalenjin land and asked the local community to actually pray for him.
Huyu Kasongo na Murkomen wananitisha. Ati nisikanyange huko. Nataka muniombee. Mutaniombea? Mutaniombea?
And when Gachagua asks for prayers, you know it is serious. I mean, we've all seen the videos circulating online of young people from that region telling Gachagua to stay away. Critics have obviously commented and asked them to stop the nonsense because if they're banning Gachagua from accessing the Kalenjin land, does that also mean that Ruto should not come to the central? I mean, this is petty, dirty politics. Ego politics. Democracy means allowing every leader to campaign everywhere in this beautiful country, letting them sell their ideas, their agendas, and letting the voters decide.
We say Kenya is a country that is governed by the rule of law. And the rule of law in this case also addresses itself to freedom of expression, freedom of the media, freedom of picketing, and also the right to travel this country and just sell your agenda that is in the political space.
But I guess by now we all know that there are some state operatives and security heads, including Kipchumba Murkomen, that do not want Gachagua making inroads in Rift Valley.
Huyu Kasongo na Murkomen wananitisha ati nisikanyange huko.
So Gachagua framed it brilliantly. He said, "Pray that I go there and come out alive." And that was also the same prayer that his wife made.
Nataka muniombee. Mtaniombea? Mtaniombea? Ndio nikienda kwa wakaleji niende na nirudi.
Did you realize what just happened? What Gachagua just did? Because this is what I'm talking about, is the genius in how he communicates. Because he just transformed a simple rally into a massive national event. You see, even if that rally was going to be minor, something irrelevant, now he has actually raised the stakes through the roof. Now, every single Kenyan and their mothers is going to be waiting to see what happens in Kalenjin land. That is called genius political marketing.
Muniweke kwa maombi. Lakini hatuogopi, hatutishwi. Hawa wakaleji wameniambia kuja, tutakulinda. Usiogope. So mimi kesho nitakuwa pahali zaitwa Till.
You see, President William Ruto has faced formidable opponents throughout his political career. I mean, it's a long career. But I dare say that he has never faced a rival like Rigathi Gachagua. I mean, if we're talking about Rigathi Gachagua, there's nobody who understands what Gachagua is actually capable of better than William Samoei Ruto himself.
Na huyu Ruto ananijua. Si ati anijui. Anajifanya ajui lakini ananijua.
Back in 2022, and we've had this story many times from many mouths.
Siku uliona mng'ang'ano pale at 17 hours. Ilikuwa ni sinema. Alikuwa ameamua ni mimi.
Ruto picked Gachagua as his running mate against the advice of almost everybody. I mean, majority of his friends picked Kindiki. So why did Ruto pick Gachagua? Because he recognized his raw mobilization power.
And if I were Ruto, I would pick Gachagua as the DP. If I were him, I'm not him. I think Gachagua is the best communicator of that team.
Nobody fears Gachagua to date, I dare say, politically, more than President William Samoei Ruto. Ruto knows what this man, Gachagua, is actually capable of unleashing.
Alikuwa amekataliwa na kila mtu. Mimi nasunguka na bebeleza wa Kikuyu na msema wachana na Uhuru, wacha tukae na huyu. Mimi niko busy nikimsaidia.
I want you to pay attention to what happened over the last few days. Ruto had to rush to Eldoret and hold a massive rally to demonstrate just the fact that he's still popular in the region.
Ati Eldoret mnasemaje? Ati Eldoret mnasemaje? Ati Eldoret mnasemaje? Hebu nione tutam ya watu wa Eldoret, nione tutam.
He mobilized huge crowds, and I dare say, I give it to him. That was a huge crowd. That was a proper show of dominance. But that did not cow Rigathi Gachagua. Because right on cue, Gachagua is preparing to go to that same space and fight William Samoei Ruto for half of those votes.
Wewe na mimi, because tulikuwa kitu kimoja, you take half, I take half. It's fair. Is it not fair? Is it not fair? Yeah.
That is what we call political balls.
Lakini Mlimani, I give you nothing. Because wewe tulikupatia sahani ya chakula ukakojolea.
But I also want us to look closely at how Gachagua is actually playing this game, because it is extremely calculative. He did not just go and walk into Kalenjin through the door. No. He actually entered through the window, if there's anything like that. He built a foundation using the Maasai community in Narok and in Kajiado. His party, DCP, has been making serious, quiet moves in those areas. And as a matter of fact, the first ever DCP win, I think it was an MCA. Yes, it came from Maasai land. How you know that DCP is actually the party of choice in Maasai land? There's this lady who is called Mercy Masai. Now, Mercy Masai has been said to be a good friend of Oscar Sudi. And you know, Oscar Sudi is like a diehard of UDA. Yet, she has aligned herself to DCP to vie in Kajiado in 2027. I think it's women rep or something. Yeah. Long story short, Gachagua has secured the Maasai region. It is his. Now he's stepping into Kipsigi's territory through Emurua Dikir.
Nitaingia Narok South, nitaingia Emurua Dikir, na mimi nitangaze Kasongo usikie.
From there, I'm sure he's planning to go to Nandi, then to Uasin Gishu. And just like that, you will end up hearing that 50% of the votes that were formerly William Ruto's now belong to Rigathi Gachagua.
Hawa wakale ni watu wangu, tutagawana na wewe nusu binusu.
As a matter of fact, let me make it clear. If there's someone who respects Rigathi Gachagua's political game, it's me. I absolutely respect how he moves politically because I've not seen it in anyone in this country. I dare say, I have not seen that kind of political genius in any kind of leader in this country. The only place where we draw the line is when it comes to leadership values. You know, Gachagua is a beast when it comes to politics.
We underrated Rigathi Gachagua and we overrated Raila Amolo Odinga. As a supporter of Raila Amolo Odinga, I could say that vile ama ile design Rigathi Gachagua na handle opposition, baba hakufika hiyo bei.
There are a lot of people who agree that Gachagua is a political force when it comes to his planning, strategizing, and executing high-stakes politics. He operates at the highest level that this country has seen. I'm sure even Professor of Politics himself, Moi, would...
Emurua Dikir ni Kenya, Rigiji ni Mkenya. Mimi kuna wafuasi pale zaidi ya 20,000 wameniita Emurua Dikir tarehe 21. So Kasongo na kuambia kama unataka kupanga nipigwe, endelea upange. Kalenjin wa Kipsigis wameniambia nifike huko, watanilinda, nitafanya mkutano na nimalize.
The opposition, this is now me saying, would be foolish to ignore this kind of firepower that Rigathi Gachagua brings to the table. He offers an aggressive mobilization strategy that very few politicians in Kenya can actually match. So they should use him, and they should use him vizuri. They should not be, fearful. They should not fear him. They should use him.
Na hii Narok, hakuna mtu atanuzuia kuingia hii Narok.
You can see him stepping into the lion's den, and the entire country is now seated watching what is going to happen. So what do you think? What do you think will happen when he goes to Kalenjin land? Do you think that Rigathi Gachagua is going to successfully split the Rift Valley vote in 2027 50-50 with the president? Or do you believe that Ruto will actually lock down his home base? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments